Now we just need a top deck Zertog Goblin, and we have a winner here. Yes! Boom! That is what I'm talking about, folks. That is how you win games of Magic the Gathering. Oh my goodness. Sorry if I broke anyone's eardrums with that boom. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Ravnica Allegiance Draft here on the channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, welcome. Before I begin, I do want to remind you that if you enjoy the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up. If this video gets to 50 thumbs up, 50, I will be doing an in-depth draft analysis and posting it in the comments section down below. It's also a great way to show your support for the channel. Another way to show your support for the channel is by hitting that subscribe button. It really does help me out a ton, and we are super close to 1,000 subscribers, which is an awesome milestone, and I hope we can make it very soon. So I appreciate everyone who does those things. And finally, if you have any questions or you just want to say hello, be sure to leave those in the comment section down below, and I will gladly respond with my thoughts and answers. I really hope you enjoy the video, and let's get to the draft. Hello, and welcome to the drafting portion. Let's get to it. First up, we have Unbreakable Formation. I think this card is pretty interesting. You usually want to be casting it on your main phase to put a counter on all of your creatures, but there are situations where the Indestructible at instant speed could be relevant. I'm not sure how good the card is, but it definitely has potential, so I'll keep that in mind. We are going to be using the 5-pick method, so just trying to take the best card out of the pack for the first 5 picks. Hey, welcome, His Highness Stannis, for the first 5 picks, and then we'll try kind of see the direction. Grasping Thrall is quite nice as well. Just a really nice flyer. Grotesque Demise is solid. I think Unbreakable Formation is pretty good, though. It's just a really big swing, and being able to buff your entire team is quite strong. It's also just a nice effect, because you can. It feels like there's situations where you can just build up a board and then make all of your guys massive, especially if you're playing Orzhov. So I think we're going to take that over the Grotesque Demise and the Grasping Thrall. It's just a little bit more powerful, has a little bit higher upside than those other cards. Okay, so here in this pack, Clear the Stage is the type of card that looks really strong, but then you realize that it doesn't have a great home, because the black cards and the white cards and the red cards, so those are the homes that Clear the Stage could be like usually paired. There's not really a ton that have 4 or more power. So that's just something to keep in mind, is that you're oftentimes not going to be able to return a creature from your graveyard, which makes the card significantly worse. Knight of the Last Breath is really expensive, but I think it might be okay. I would think I might have been a little bit harsh on the card the first time I evaluated it. Afterlife 3 is quite nice, and being able to sack things for value is good as well, but I'm still not really a huge fan of taking a 7-drop. That's another problem with the Sphinx at the Guild pack, because it's so expensive you can't often... A lot of the time you're just dead by the time you play it. I'm actually leaning towards Final Payment or Sylvan Messenger here. I do like both of those cards. Early on, I think I would rather take the first Final Payment because it's like a cheap removal spell. But I think I'm going to take it over the Knight. I think that expensive cards are way more replaceable than the cheap efficient removal. I think this is the best card in the pack, followed by the Sylvan Messenger. However, just because we've taken a couple of cards that can work in Orzhov does not mean that we are committed to Orzhov. We could definitely still shift into any combination. Here, I think the best card in this pack by a mile is Frenzied Airings, and so I think that's probably going to be my pick just right off the bat. It doesn't go with my first 2 cards, but I mean, obviously, 2 picks in, we have no idea what we're going with here. Solana Wayfinder is probably the next best card in the pack, and that's also green, so I don't think we have any reason to try and stick to our guns, as a phrase that people would say in certain situations like this. Another thing to note is I have no qualms taking a gold card instead of like the mono white card. So like last pack, I took this over the 4-mana 2/3 flyer with Afterlife 1, a card that I think is quite strong. But like some people in other draft formats, you might be like, oh, I'll take white card into white card and then see where it leads me. But in guild sets, that's not really a strong strategy in my opinion, because you don't get as rewarded for sticking to a color. I'm just going to slam this Airings here. I think it popped out at me as the best card in the pack, and I think it's going to be quite effective. Okie doke. So Knight of the Last Breath might be a bit of a signal. I don't think the card's insane, but it definitely it's like fine. Knight of Last Breath dying and then playing Unbreakable Formation could be a nice combo. Immolation Shaman is a card that has impressed me, though. It is a pretty strong rare. I'm actually surprised to see it in this pack still. There is only 1 uncommon missing, so someone took a common over it. Another thing to note is I don't like to take the gates until I know what deck I'm playing. Arrester's Admonition is quite strong, so here, for me, it's between Immolation Shaman, Knight, and Arrester's Admonition. I think I'm just going to take the Shaman. I'm not a huge fan of the 7-drop. 7-drops are just so expensive and limited. So yeah. Night of Last Breath is a card that I haven't played with, so it's hard for me to get a gauge on whether it's a signal or not, but I've played against it, and it hasn't been particularly good. I'm not a huge fan of Growth Spiral, I will say. I think it's just a little bit like spin your wheels type card. I like to play cards that affect the board relatively early. Gutter Bones is a card that I'm surprised to see in this pack, but there's also a Frenzied Airings and a Sorrowform hybrid. The reason I'm a little bit surprised to see Gutter Bones is because cards like this are just like nice value, and a lot of the times having 1-drops that are playable in Limited is just a decent advantage, because if you can go 1-drop into 2-drop, it's just really nice. And also, this card can actually block. Usually cards like this can't block, which is a pretty significant downside, but this one can block. You can bring it back if you are able to keep the pressure on your opponent. So it's a card that I think is pretty effective. Kind of surprised to see it in the pack still. However, I think Frenzied Airings is a little bit better. Sorrowform Hybrid is also quite nice, but I think Frenzied Airings is better than Sorrowform Hybrid. The thing with Frenzied Airings is it's a 4-drop that's incredible on turn 4, and then on turn 6 it gains extra value. Sorrowform Hybrid is like mediocre on turn 2 and like good in the late game, but I think Frenzied Airings is a card that I would prefer to have more copies of after experience with both cards. Okie doke. So it looks like we are seeing some Gruul signals. We've taken 3 cards that are pretty good in Gruul in a row. They all come with decent mana sink options, which is something that I'm really happy to see. Gruul Guildgate could be a pick. Mammoth Spider could be a pick in this pack. I might take a. I don't know if I want to take a Skitter Eel here. It feels like I'm like kind of moving into Gruul versus Orzhov situation. I think Sentinel's Mark is quite nice as well. But keep in mind, my first 2 cards were the cards that like I get less of a signal. But seeing a 5th pick, Frenzied Airings, is quite a bit of a signal in my opinion. I could take the Grudian. I think I'm just going to take the Gate. I like taking a Gate here. I think there's nothing insane in that pack, but I could definitely see myself being Gruul very easily after the way that early picks have gone. And there's no real reason to shift away from Gruul in this pack. I don't really want to take an Orzhov Guildgate. It doesn't feel like that's what's as open. There's like a couple of white and black cards, but they're all bad. Like this card's horrific. I'm not a huge fan of his Scope of Vampire just because it gets blanked by all of the Afterlife cards because of the tokens. Also, there's quite a few things that like can deal 1 damage, like Daggercaster and the Footlight Fiend. Undercity Embrace is pretty bad. So like all of the black and white cards are like very bad. So I'm thinking I'm just going to take either a Rebel Slinger or a Sagittarius Volley, and I think I'm going to go with the Sagittarius Volley. It's a card that I really like having access to at least 1 copy of in the sideboard. Okie doke. So another pick. This pack is pretty mediocre. I think in a pack 1 pick 1 situation, the Roustabout is probably the best card, but it's not like that much better that I'm going to try and hedge into Rakdos. I think Gruul is probably going to be a fine place for me to be this draft. As I said, the 5-pick method, I was 5 picks in when I kind of decided I wanted to be Gruul. I think that's a fine place to be. And I think I'm going to take the Mammoth Spider here. I don't have any 5-drops currently, and this one actually is really annoying to get through on the ground, especially because I have a lot of mana sinks, so I'm not like worried about punching through with my own creatures. So I'm going to take the Mammoth Spider to help me stall. I don't usually play Gruul Lockets unless I have a lot of 5-drops, but I think I'm in a pretty good spot here. And now I can just take a Gruul Locket. I mean, it's a fine card to play. Sometimes you'll have some expensive things, and Gruul Locket can help you ramp there. It's not a card that I'm guaranteed to play, but it's definitely a card that I can play. Rally to Battle is a card that I'm not a huge fan of. It's just too expensive for what it does, and it's really easy to play around, in my opinion. I don't like Root Snare in Limited. Rakdos Trumpeter is like fine, but nothing special. I'm not like it's just 1-powered 2-drops just don't hit that hard, and it's really they're not the greatest. Okie doke. So yeah, clearly it's just that Night of Last Breath is not popular. Clear the Stage as well. People have realized that it's really hard to trigger it. In other sets, Clear the Stage would be quite nice. If Black had a common that was like a 4-mana 4/3, not that Black often gets that type of common, then this card would be much better. Here, I think we're just going to take the Axebane Beast. Probably not going to play it. I don't think we're playing Ceruli Caretaker though either, so just going to take an Axebane Beast. Sometimes you can play that type of card. Wrecking Beast is the type of card that makes me want to play a Gruul Locket. It's definitely a playable effect, and it is the best card in this pack. I think I'm not a huge fan of Concordia Pegasus. I think, as I said before, two drops that have only 1 power just do not hit super hard, and that's a big problem. But I think this card's fine, and it makes me want to play the Gruul Locket. And then I guess we'll just take the Night of Last Breath because why not, pretty much. And then we'll take a Simic Locket. Maybe we want to splash blue. Night of the Bad Breath. Oh my goodness, Cornball. You are good with puns, I will say. We'll just take a Simic Locket in case we need to splash blue for something, and then we got a last pick red card. Let's go. Don't know when we're going to want to destroy lands, but so right now the Axebane Beast is in the deck. Okay, Zertog Goblin, quite a nice pickup for a Gruul deck. Playing this on turn 2 is really strong, and that's the only card really for Gruul in this pack. Hopefully Gravelhide Goblin Wheels. It falls into the camp of another card that's a good mana sink late, but it's also an early play. So I really like how my deck has this card for a late game mana sink, this card for late game mana sink, this card for late game mana sink. Gruul Locket can kind of be a mana sink. Zertog Goblin's just so good on turn 2 that it's definitely the pick here. Yeah, good afternoon to you too, Cornball. Looking at the other cards, I do want to talk about them. I think Cult Guildmage is one of the best guild mages in this pack. I didn't notice this until late on, but in the picture, he's actually holding like a puppet version of Jace, which is kind of like terrifying. Like, that is, yeah, scary as heck. Code of Constraint is a card that I think is like good, but you don't want to overload your deck with this kind of effect. If you're playing this type of card, you want to make sure you have a lot of creatures so that you can leverage the both aspects of the card. The tempo-y aspect of tapping the creature down for an extra turn, and the combat trick ability of just shrinking their guy. Azorius Knight Arbiter was a card that I was initially like kind of down on. I'm still relatively down on it compared to most people, but I think that it's like fine. It's just not a card. Like 2 power for 5 mana is just not something I'm usually going for, but definitely slamming the Zerta there. Okie doke. So now we could take, the choice for me here is between Gatebreaker Ram. We do have 1 gate already. So if we can get like, I think you want to have like 4 gates for Gatebreaker Ram to be good. Arbiter. I've heard it both ways. I just love that phrase. I've heard it both ways. Gatebreaker Ram is a card that has a lot of upside because if you have like 3 or 4 gates, usually 4 gates, then Gatebreaker Ram becomes quite strong as a late game top deck. Because keep in mind by turn 3, you're gonna have, if you're playing a land every turn, you're gonna have like roughly like 3 of your 17 lands in play. 3 and 17 is close to 3 and 18, which it's a little bit more than 3 and 18, which would be 1/6, which is like 16% of your lands. What math am I doing? But anyway, Gatebreaker Ram versus Scorchmark here. I think I'm going to take the Scorchmark just because I don't have any removal, and I'm not a huge fan of taking the Gatebreaker Ram. It makes you prioritize gates at odd times, and I just like having access to guaranteed removal. But I think that there are cases where you would take Gatebreaker Ram over Scorchmark and just try to get the gates. If I had 2 gates, I think I would take the Ram, because I think you want 4 gates for the Ram to be a good card. Otherwise, I don't think it's worth the downside. But overall, the Scorchmark is going to be pretty effective. Stony Strength is a card that has impressed me. I mean, obviously, I'm not taking it over a Skewer the Critics, but I do want to mention, I think Stony Strength is a pretty nice combat trick. So it doesn't let you adapt your creature after you've used it, which is a bit of a downside, but it is a card that I think can get people. A lot of the creatures are reasonably sized, and then you just like eat their guy for free. I like Gift of Strength as well. Burning Tree Vandal's definitely a fine one. I wouldn't mind getting that, but I'm definitely taking the Skewer the Critics here. Bedevil is really strong, but we're not playing Rakdos. And Carrion Imp has actually been remarkably like solid for me. I think that the life gain from this card actually pushes it a little bit better than I was expecting initially, especially because in your Orzhov decks you don't really have a ton of good like life gain. So easy Skewer here though. And now we get to the tricky stuff. Kind of tricky. We could like potentially take a get the point and then try to splash. I'm not a huge fan of splashing when I have like Zerta goblins in my deck that I really want to cast on turn 2. We do already have a gate though. Here though, I think the pick is mostly between the Mammoth Spider and the Gore Clan Wrecker. Mammoth Spider being just a really good brick wall that can let me end up winning the game with my Erringses, my Immolation Shamans, and my Wrecking Beast. But get the point just being a solid card to splash. If I had taken the Gatebreaker Ram over the Scorchmark, I think I would take the get the point because then I'm incentivized to take even more gates. But I think I'm just going to take the Mammoth Spider here. I already have I already have several 4-drops, so Gore Clan Wrecker looks less impressive. Though this is a pretty bad 4-drop that I don't really want to play. I think I'm just going to take Mammoth Spider. It's really annoying to deal with. Oh my goodness, all of the Rakdos cards. Here, though, it's between Burning Tree Vandal and Stony Strength. I just want to get another creature here. So if I had taken the get the point, I would have seen a Rakdos Guild Gate, which is, you know, sometimes things work out, sometimes they don't. But I'm just going to take the Burning Tree Vandal here. It helps me get rid of extra lands in the late game, or help me find lands in the early game. It's just a pretty solid card. It also has a +1/+1 counter if I can get a Bullrack Krulan Crusher, which is an uncommon, I think. Yeah, it's an uncommon. And then Stony Strength. Hopefully I can get a Stony Strength, but I'm not going to prioritize it super highly. Just going to take the Burning Tree Vandal. And then we will take the Rakdos Guild Gate here over the Ceruli Caretaker. There isn't really anything else for us. We're not really going to be a Scuttlegator deck. We're not going to be milling them out. and this card is not a really effective sideboard card, and maybe we'll see another Rakdos card that we want to splash. Overall, though, I'm not like regretting any of these picks. I think the Scorchmark versus Gatebreaker, when you have only one gate, is a pretty close pick, especially because we didn't have a reason to want to splash at that point. So I think we're just going to take the Rakdos Gate here. Silhana Wayfinder, definitely a card that I think I'm going to take. It just makes your early game more consistent. I do like Gravelhide Goblin, and I think that a lot of the time Gravelhide is going to be better than Silhana, but in a lot of situations, Silhana can like guarantee a good draw step, which is really important compared to Gravelhide, which is oftentimes going to trade. So I think this card's better than Gravelhide Goblin, even though there's certain situations where you would prefer Gravelhide. Easy Silhana Wayfinder, in my opinion here. It's just a really nice 2-drop. Helps you curve out better as well. There's another Grill Guild Gate. This is the type of thing I was talking about. If I had a Gatebreaker Ram, it would be like really tricky. Which one do I take here? Because you want to maximize the number of gates you have. But I do like Silhana Wayfinder pretty easily here. And here we can take a Sylvan Brush Strider. I do like this card. 3 mana, 3/2 is like a little bit smaller. A lot of the time you'd prefer to have a 4/2 for 3 mana, but the 2 life is actually quite relevant in certain matchups, and I'm pretty happy to have it. I don't like the Rebel Pelt Recluse. Having to attack every turn is really a big downside, especially because there's a couple of Death Touchers that just really trade up with this card, and it can't play defense super well, but pretty happy to get a Brush Strider. And Gravelhide Goblin did wheel, as I anticipated. People that aren't Gruul aren't going to want this card, and even Gruul decks don't need to take it super highly, so pretty easy to get Gravelhide Goblin. I am surprised to see a Cult Guild Mage. Maybe I was supposed to be in Rakdos this draft. I did take the Frenzied Aranxes like relatively aggressively, but I think that they were in packs with like Sorrowform Hybrid, so I was getting a green vibe, but maybe I was supposed to be Rakdos. I mean, Cold Guildmage should not be wheeling. Same with Hacrobat. That's a little bit odd, but we're already committed. We're not going to switch guilds here. Okay, so Stony Strength versus Gift of Strength. That's actually a pretty interesting pick. I think I'm going to take the Gift of Strength just because I have a lot of creatures with like that are pretty big already, so my opponent might have to do a double block on them, and I think that's where Gift of Strength really shines. That being said, I wouldn't really fault someone for taking the Stony Strength. Goreclan Wrecker came back. I think Goreclan Wrecker is better than people give it credit for. Also, another thing in the back of my head was that I had already seen a Stony Strength, so having like diversity in your combat tricks is pretty nice. Definitely just going to take the Scuttlegator there, and we got a Burn Bright. So this deck is looking quite strong. Even though Rakdos might have been a tiny bit more open, we have all these cards are pretty solid to good, and I mean, we probably don't want to run 2 Wrecking Beasts. Oh my goodness, this is disgusting. This card is probably one of the most disgusting rare/mythics in limited in the set. Ravager Worm, just you play it immediate 2-for-1 and a 5/6 body a lot of the time, or it can get haste and burst them out of nowhere. People do like Rhythm of the Wild a decent amount, I think, but Ravager Worm is just unbelievably strong. Easy pick out of this pack. Nothing. I would take this pack 1, pick 1 over any common, any uncommon. It's just disgustingly powerful. Ravager Worm is the clear pick here, and I kind of just want to slide it into my picks just so I don't accidentally have MTGO bug on me. I think after that, I'd probably take the Rhythm of the Wild. I do have a lot of creatures, but I'm not even like and I think that this card has some upside. I also want to try it out because I haven't gotten to play with it yet. Gravelhide Goblin's probably going to wheel, which is a good thing for me. Stony Strength, Storm Strike might wheel, but easy Ravager Worm here. And Nikia of the Old Ways. Oh my goodness. That or Zertog Goblin. I think I want to take the Nikia. I have not that many. I have a lot of creatures with activated abilities. And Nikia, I have a lot of creatures that are pretty expensive. So I think this is actually a really good Nikia deck. Zertog Goblin is nice, but I already have 4 2-drops, and I think Nikia is going to be really good. I don't think I want to play Gruul Locket if I have Nikia. And I probably don't want to play like Stony Strength or Gift of Strength. I'll probably play my removal spells. But Nikia is really good in this type of deck. Like I already have a couple of 7-drops. I have a 6-drop. Yeah, I'm liking Nikia over Zertog Goblin. I think it's just going to be a really strong rare. I'm liking where I'm at. I was a little bit hesitant. I was like, maybe I won't have all the stuff I need, but I'm liking where I'm at. Titanic Brawl is going to be my clear pick here. I have a pretty high number of creatures that are big for their mana cost, and so Titanic Brawl is just going to be able to do a lot of good work. Tome of the Guild Pact, kind of interesting, but I only have like 5 gold cards. I think you really need a lot more than that for it to be a good card. Pretty easy Titanic Brawl here, just more removal effects. I don't mind running several non-creature spells if I'm going to be playing Nikia. Because you do need access to removal. And here we get an easy Rebel Slinger. I have a couple of reach guys already, but this is just a fine 3-drop. And I do need more 3-drops for my curve. Yeah, talk about getting paid off. Pack 3, I was like, yeah, we could have been Rakdos and gotten that Fire Wheeler and stuff, and then I get, like, Ravager Worm into Nikia. Things are looking good. I would love a couple of Adapt creatures, because they work really well with Nikia, so Magic Gods hook me up. Okay, this is an Adapt creature, but it's not my color. I was talking more like Sorrowform hybrid type stuff. Nikia works nicely with Gravelhide Goblins, too, so I'm going to hope that other one wheels. Wrecking Beast, probably don't want to play 3 of them, but I don't really want to play Storm Strike in my Nikia deck. Nikia really makes you not want to play any like non-removal, non-creatures. So I think I am going to take the Wrecking Beast here. And Rampaging Rentorn is incredible. Definitely going to put that in over a Wrecking Beast. I'm really happy to get Rentorn. I like Rentorn a lot. Axebane Beast. Wow, another late Guild Mage. I keep seeing people play Ill-Gotten Inheritance. I really do not like the card. Even if you've lost to the card, that just means that like sometimes you're going to lose to that type of card, but you probably would have lost to them playing any reasonable 4-drop a lot of those times. And sure, there might be some game where you're at 1 life and you have the board stabilized and they play Ill-Gotten Inheritance and get you. But, I mean, just because it kills you 1 time doesn't mean it's a good card. We'll just take the Axebane Beast, the Beastie. Kind of a close pick between the Gravelhide Goblin and the Gruul Guildgate, I will say. I'm just going to take the Gravelhide Goblin. I really want to make sure I have a good number of creatures with activated abilities to maximize my Nikia. Also, it's just good to have 2-drops, and I don't have any like super heavy color requirements other than Zertog Goblin, so having 1 gate is going to be fine. Okie doke. Here we'll take a Storm Strike. It's good to have diversity in your combat tricks. And we'll take a Feral Maka. Ooh, we could play Scuttlegator in this deck. We already have a Scuttlegator, but I don't think we want to play Scuttlegator, though. I think it's just a little bit weak. I think we'll just take a Storm Strike a second. Sometimes we might want to side into a smaller deck. And Steeple Creeper. A fine 3-drop, 3 mana, 4/2. Definitely not something to complain too much about. Cerulean Caretaker. Another Storm Strike. So. I wonder if taking the Zertog Goblin over Nikia was correct. I think Nikia is really strong. It can also just enable you to dump your hand the following turn if it doesn't die, which is really good. Okie doke. So we are going to have to make some changes. I think we are going to play the Gruul Signet, the Gruul Locket. It's not a creature, but look at this. If we group creatures separately, we only have 4 non-creatures in the deck. We have a ton of creatures, and Gruul Locket ramping us from 3 to 5 is actually really big in this deck. So I think it's going to be worth playing. Other cards to consider. Don't really want any combat tricks here because combat tricks don't work with Nikia. Don't really want a 3rd Wrecking Beast. I already have enough of those. Scuttlegator is interesting, but I think it's still a bit too expensive. I think the Gruul Locket is a perfect final card for this deck. So, yeah. Let's combine groups. Sort by color. So we have this, and then we can just run 8/8 split. Let's just double check that that works. Yep, we have a lot of mix in both colors. So we're just going to run an 8/8 split of our lands. Save the deck, and I hope you'll stay with me for the matches. Hello, and welcome to round 1 with our awesome Gruul deck. Easy keep here. We have a great 2-drop, some removal, a Wrecking Beast for the top end, some ramp, pretty much everything we could ask for in an opening hand. And there's our Nikia. Oh my gosh. This is the god tier hand. If we draw 1 more land, we can go Nikia into Wrecking Beast. We can actually go Immolation Shaman, Gruul. If we draw land, yeah, I like this plan. So we're going to Gruul Locket, attack our opponent, and then we're actually going to skewer his face. Actually, should we? It's between skewering his face and keeping the Nikia as like an insurance and keeping it skewer as an insurance policy. I'm just gonna skewer his face because Nikia is gonna make it so I can't cast that anyway. And sure, he might have unconditional removal, but yeah, Shaman's also going to be able to hit for 1,000,000. I agree. I can actually do like 9 damage just with the Shaman, which I might just do. It can activate twice. No! Oh, man. Punished to the max. Oh, that's so bad. We wasted our skewer. Shoot. I was thinking there was not as many things that could kill it. Let's just hit him for 4. So now I really wish I hadn't used that skewer, but because I wish I could just kill the Grudion here, but you live with the choices you make. This is also a really annoying 3-drop for him to have. Slash 4-drop. Maybe that was a mistake. You never know. I could definitely see 3 damage being relevant. So, like, the fact that I wouldn't have been able to cast it after Nikia died. Oh, he tapped his guy. Well then. So we can just slam our Wrecking Beast. Hit him for 6. Hmm. Hmm. Haste for sure. Yeah, that was one of the things. I wasn't like... I figured there could be some stuff that kills the Nikia, but I was just going to operate under the assumption that Nikia was going to live for a turn. Which is definitely not something that's always going to work out. Yeah, there's Ill-Gotten Inheritance, which I don't mind at all. Okay, so I can activate this. If I attack him, he's just going to take 4 and block with this guy. Let's just draw 2, see what we find. That's a good card. Okay, so next turn we can double pump the Grabblehide Goblin, which is a good effect to have access to. Make it into a 6/5. Ill-Gotten Inheritance is pretty bad, I agree. Oh, that's a nice one. Okay. So this turn, I think I attack with everything just to try and make some trades so I don't die like next turn to him draining me for 4 and hitting me for 4. And now that I have a second Wrecking Beast, I can ambush him a little bit. Okay, that's fine. I'm under a lot of pressure from these Night Arbiters that I can't block or deal with in any way. Like, I'm dead next turn to those. Oh, shoot. Yep. I think if I'd kept the skewer, I would have won this game. But you live and you learn. So he probably has a final payment if that's what he's doing. Play this, haste, he double blocks. He's not going to double block. Why would he double block? Haste. He doesn't even need to block. Yep, he got me. Arg! That was real bad. Real bad. If we could have killed that Grudion, we would have been in fine shape. Okay. So, what looks good against him? I'm actually kind of liking Storm Strike. Just to help me deal with the Death Toucher. And then what would I cut? I'm going to cut a Steeple Creeper because it just gets so wrecked by his 4/2s. And we'll try it like that. Not major changes, but... Yep. There's not a super high number of things that can kill Nikia on turn 4, which is part of the reason why I went so aggro with it. If he hadn't killed the Nikia immediately, we would have won. I would like to play first. Mulligan, because we only have one land, and then we'll keep this one. Definitely bottoming that. No guarantee that we would have won that, but feels like it was good for him that he had the card he did. We'll take a Zerta Goblin. Zerta's pretty big. It can also use Titanic Brawl right away. We have an answer for Grudion. We have an answer for anything that's small. That's a good draw. Yeah, a little unfortunate, but you do what you got to do. If he doesn't have that consume card, we'll be fine, but I mean, this guy's pretty good at having the right answer. Yeah, of course he has it. Oh no, Spirit Aspires. Oh, that's really good for me. I can just Titanic Brawl it. We're going to play our land so that we can potentially activate this thing next turn. I know that we might lose our card to Basilica Bell Haunt. Yep. But playing the land is important. Because this thing being able to hit for more damage is good for us. What's the question mark, High King Stannis? No! Of course he has it. Ugh. Yeah, we would have discarded it anyways. That's why I went with the Scorch Mark. We haven't lost this game yet. Okay, he's playing a lot of very, very medium to bad cards, but he also has some really good cards. Like, this card's really bad. Let's go! We have our Nikya. Just feed me that Wrecking Beast or another Frenzied Airings. Okay. Let's see what he's working with. Sure. Okay. I want this to be a 5/5. I don't think I missed lethal there. He could have blocked there, taken 5. Or he could just blocked here, taken 5. I need to be able to penetrate through the Azorius Knight. The Azorius Knight Arbiter. Arbiter. Give me a Ravager Worm off the top. Please, deck. I've been a good person. Oh my gosh, yes! Get destroyed. Okay, Storm Strike I can't cast. This will just restrict his double blocks. Sure, he can like eat this guy, but then he can't double block effectively on my other dudes. Okay. That went well for me, I will say. This game is looking good for us right now. And if he wants to use the Ill-Gotten, then he has to not play anything on his turn, pretty much. Oh, Dead Rebels. No! Goodbye, Stormstrike. We hardly knew ye. But he's still in bad shape. I'm a little bit worried about dying, but now this is lethal. And if he wants to sack this, then he can't play his 2/3. Sure. Oh, that's a good draw. That's a real good draw. So, if I attack with everything, this is going to do 5 to me next turn, so I'm not even dead. Boom, we got there. Okay. Okay. I'm liking this extra Wrecking Beast, I will say. The Axebane Creeper's not really doing it for me. Huh. I think this Wrecking Beast could do good work. But I think the Storm Strike could also do good work. Maybe I want another Storm Strike over a Wrecking Beast. I think we're just going to run it back. I really want this W. Our draws have not been particularly insane either game. We would have had a really insane game 1 draw, but... Oh, this is a good hand. This is real nice. He chose to be on the draw. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe I was supposed to cut the Sylvan Brush Strider, and I'm probably just going to loot it away with my Burning Tree Vandal. I'm just going to give it haste. It's going to get blanked by all the creatures that I've seen from his deck anyway. And that extra rummage is really useful. Like if he has a Grudion or something like that. Because people think it's a good card and they think they're like getting an advantage by playing it. That's actually really good for me because now I can spend my mana. I don't really want the 2/3 because it's one of my worst cards. But I still... Now I'm going to start getting rid of lands because I didn't want to not have lands to cast my Mammoth Spider. Okay, Bellhaunt. Yeah, I'm in fine shape here. And let the smashing begin, I guess. Ooh, we just need a land. Oh, please give me a land. I beg of you, deck. Oh, man. We'll give it a counter. We'll fight this Azorius Knight Arbiter. Yep. No, just land me, deck. His only threat is the Azorius Knight Arbiter. Though to be fair, I don't really have good ways to kill the Crocodile. If he sided that in, that was a really good sideboard tech. There's a Grudion. Counter. Get out of here, Azorius Knight Arbiter. That's some serious value. I guess this guy's going to start being able to attack soon, I guess. And we're going to have a 7/7. But that's going to trade with his Death Toucher, probably. Sure, sack a creature. I don't care. What? Okay, he must have dead rebels. That's the only explanation. It's annoying that he has dead rebels, but Shoot, there goes my Wrecking Beast. No! Oh my goodness. What an unlucky combination of cards for him to have there. Shoot. How am I going to get past this 3/7? Pegasus Courser. Yep. That's interesting. Okay. I'm not liking my spot right here. My deck not having a ton of removal makes this 3/7 super problematic. I might just have to kill this thing. Because I'm on a 2-turn clock. But he'll have to sacrifice another creature. Let's just play this turn. There's Titanic Brawl. That was one of our better draws. That Dead Revels was really bad for me. Oh man, the Blood Mist Infiltrator sacking Ministrant. Oh goodness. Yeah, this is just a bit of an unfortunate matchup / the way this game played out for me. If I'd been able to hit my Ravager Worm on before he could play this Crocodile, to be fair, is just owning me. Yeah, opponent's deck has a lot of cards that are bad, but against my deck, it's actually really good because I can't kill the cards that actually matter. Like, if I was a deck that could just kill Azorius Knight Arbiter, like, multiple times, like with Grotesque Demises, or something like that, it would be much better. But I can't beat a 3/7, which is really bad. I am Sewer King, said Rat. I am quick and cunning, and I know every tunnel. No, I am king, said Zombie. I am cold and deadly, and no rot can harm me. Then Croc ate them both. Croc has eaten Ravager worms and, oh my goodness, so much stuff. Yeah, my deck needed a Savage Smash, that would be true, but can't always get what you want. I do have a lot of good cards. Game 1, I got wrecked by the stupid Consume card. Ugh. Where were you when I needed you, Frenzied Erings? Jeez. Getting destroyed. But we'll do better next round. I think this is just a really bad matchup. That's all I'm going to say. I have troubles with high toughness guys. Well, anyway, that was round 1. I hope you stay with me for round 2 so we can get some W's. Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to another round. Today we're playing against LordTupperware, who is a streamer that's kind of like a friend of mine, so I'm going to message him. Hi, Tups. How goes it? He's streaming right now, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I know the guy too. This is NicolaiBolas, by the way. Best of luck. I'm going to keep this hand. We have turn to Zerta. Yep. Okie doke, guys. Let's beat him. Let's go. This is what we dream of. Playing against your streamer friend and, ooh, Azorius. That's not what we like to see. That's not what we like to see. Oh, no. Not even a land. Oh, no. Give me the third land. Please! No, not like this. Hey, what's up, DC Sports? How goes it? How goes it indeed? We are looking for that third land. Ooh. Oh, come on, third land. Right here, right now. No! Ah, we're dead. We're just gonna lose. Summary judgment, I'm ready. Just do it. Oh, no summary judgment. Oh, no third land. So sad. So sad. We could have gone third land. Oh, Growth Spiral. Not a fan of Growth Spiral, but to each their own. Oh, no. I needed Grow Locket into Rampaging Rentorn. Okay, this is a nightmare. Why, deck? I would have gladly had this draw against the last opponent that smashed me. No. I gotta keep that hand, though. 2 lands, a Locket, Zerton, turn 2. Oh, you monster. You monster, Tups. Oh, no. Oh, the glory of having 5 land. Ooh, interesting. Let us attack him. Just get this Gruul Locket out there. No! No! The counter spell! Ah! Not my Gruul Locket. No. Yeah, I'm really not a huge fan of the Azorius Skyguard, but it's really annoying here, I will say. Oh, yes. Give me that +1/+1 counter. Heck yes. I'm not hella dead at all, dude. I just need to draw my Skewer or my, like, Ravager Worm or kill the Azorius Sky Knight. He only has 2 cards left after this one. Aeromunculus, sure. Also, I have, like, 2 Wrecking Beasts, so if I just draw lands, he can't keep up. He probably hasn't... No, he doesn't have another Frilled Mystic. That wouldn't make sense. Watching both streams is amazing. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Kaya R Magic. I don't think he's supposed to attack, because if he attacks with his 3/3, I can just attack him back with stuff. Oh, shoot. Is he going to take my... Oh, my God. No! Oh, my goodness. That's disgusting. Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Kaya R Magic. Kayare. Land me. Let's go. Let's just try and beat the guy that just played a 8-mana 6/6 draw 3. No big deal. Just like one of the best mythics in the set. All we need is our Ravager Worm. And then we can kill this thing and get out of here. Not gonna lie, I feel like this is not the best showing. I missed my third land for like 6 turns and then had my... Oh my god, are you kidding me? What? You've got to be kidding me. Verity Circle? KR. Oh, KR Magic. Okay. For some reason I was thinking of Kaya the Planeswalker. Well, we have not got a chance in this game. A little bit unfortunate. We need to just hit our land drops, be able to play this Growl Locket. A lot of his cards just don't do anything. He's got this card, which is good. He's got this card, which is good. This card's good. This card's bad. This card's bad. This card's bad. This card's fine. I just feel like a lot of his cards are bad. But yet we're getting destroyed. He's just going to start tapping our dudes and drawing cards. Oh, man. Oh, dear. Yeah, there goes one of our answers to the Skyguard. If he attacks me, though, I can attack him back. I think he could attack me with the 6/6, though, and it wouldn't matter. Like, he would be fine if he attacked me with the 6/6. Yeah, he's not going to screw this one up, I don't think. Yeah, we can't win this game. We don't have any ways to deal with this stuff. Okie doke. So, let's think. Sagittarius Volley definitely coming in. Gift of Strength coming in. Scorch Mark coming out. And... yeah, 10 mana with Circle. Yeah, exactly. It is an issue, as they say. And then we're going to cut the Brush Strider. Let's get him in game 2, as they say. We're a game 2 deck. We've won 100% of the game 2s that we've played. All I'm going to say. 1-for-1 winning game 2s. Oh, man. Let's just draw our Ravager Worm and our Nikya and have a nice, clean curve out here. Nice, clean curve out, as they say. The old showdown with Tups. This is actually my first time ever playing him. I'm actually pretty much never won when I play against other people that stream, which is unfortunate. Not where you want to be, I will say. The fact that he was playing Azorius Sky Knight when I was playing my 3-drop was not a great spot to be. But I think we can definitely do it. Yes, we would like to play first. We're going to keep this hand. It's got our best card, and we can just draw a lot of stuff, and we have lands, so... We do have the Ravager. Ravager Worm on turn 6 is too disgusting. It's too good. Oh, he's got a tough mulligan decision. Another thing I like about playing against another like person that knows what they're doing is they play fast. Like, thank goodness. I don't know how we're supposed to beat Hydrate Crisis if he plays it. Like, oh my god. He played it for 6, and I only had 4 lands in play. Ooh, he mulliganed. Things are looking up, folks. Things are looking up. Now we just need a top deck Zertog Goblin, and we have a winner here. Yes! Boom! That is what I'm talking about, folks. That is how you win games of Magic the Gathering. Oh my goodness. Sorry if I broke anyone's eardrums with that boom. Yeah, it's really fun to do that. I agree. Let's go! Who's a top deck god now? Oh my goodness. What a draw. Just like casual Zertog Goblin, just boom. The called shot. It's like my best possible draw there. There's literally no better draw. That's what I mean when I say I'm a Game 2 deck. I'm just so much better in Game 2 than any other deck you can possibly imagine. Never lose a Game 2 in my life. If only I could win Game 1 or 3, then I'd be the best Magic player of all time. Okay, he's got Frilled Mystic here. Most obvious Frilled Mystic of all time. So the way you beat Frilled Mystic is just by not casting a spell here. Because then he just does nothing on his turn. Aw, Summary Judgment. I still think he has Frilled Mystic. When your opponent has 5 cards in hand and has not used Summary Judgment on previous turns, or maybe he just had the Summary Judgment from the Growth Spiral, but like when your opponent has 5 cards in hand, 4 lands, you saw a Frilled Mystic last game, you just got to assume they have the Frilled Mystic. He's probably deciding which one to Summary Judgment. Yeah, he's Summary Judgment is the 4/4. Expectable. Humongulous. So now he has this Frilled Mystic stuck in his hand. We're going to play our 5/5. Counter. Okay, yeah, I'm fine with this. Yeah, we'll kill the Humongulous. Next turn we can Ravager Worm and just win. Or we can just start using Immolation Shaman. Whoa. What is that? What? Clear the Mind? That's odd. I don't want to play into his Thought Collapse. But he might just not have Thought Collapse. He does only have 2 cards in hand. And if I play around Thought Collapse, it just gives him a huge edge. Shoot, he had it. Dang it! Ah, the curses. Rats. I would rather just go for the win on the spot, though. Sure. He's going to be able to hold that up the whole game. Oh, nice. A little bit of value, as they say. Hopefully I can draw a land or... I mean, lands or spells are good at this point. Dang it. That thought collapse got me. I was really hoping he didn't have it. He only had 2 cards in his hand. One of them was probably the Dovin's Acuity. No, DC Sports, I knew he had a counter. I played around the Frilled Mystic, but I don't know. Now does it make sense? The Clear the Mind still doesn't make sense to me, folks. Just trying to deck people? Like, what? He was trying to deck me. That's why he wasn't attacking me with his 6/6 Krasis. That monster. He was going for the ultimate victory. He was just waiting. He's like, wait, eventually he'll build up a huge board, and then I'll just clear the mind and deck him. It's in Acuity deck. Oh, now I just need to draw a land and I win this game. Let's go. Land. No! Shoot. Because I want to be able to pump this guy. Ugh. So I know one of his cards is Acuity. Frenzied Airings. No, I'm not going to pump the Goblin. I don't want to 2-for-1 myself. I don't think it's worth it there. I have a lot of cards that I could get with my Wayfinder that would like just let me kill it for free, like Airings. Plus one counter. Do I go for the kills on it now? I don't think so. He could have his Biomancy card, and I really need to kill it, so I have to take a good shot at it. I just need to hope he doesn't draw Krasis. Boom. I knew he had Adaptive Biomancy, the hard read. If only I had put him on Thought Collapse on that one turn. The ever-crucial turn. I can attack him with a lot of my guys here. Haha. That extra damage. Sure, we'll trade those. That works out. It's just a ticking time bomb for when he draws this stupid Hydroid Krasis. And then I'm going to get destroyed. Look how many lands he has. Oh, Summary Judgment. No. Ah. Oh, and now he has a second white source. That's really bad. I have this guy that can also come in with haste. Please no Hydroid Crisis. Please. He's digging. I'm 1 land off of killing him here. Wait 1 second. So I have 7 lands. Yeah, it's definitely better to just play this guy with haste. He goes to 1. Unless, of course, he has something. The monster, he always has something. Ugh. So annoying. Please no crisis, please no crisis, please no crisis, please no crisis, please no crisis. Please no crisis, please, I beg of you. No crisis, please. Code of Constraint. Oh my goodness. It's so many instants. Jesus. Scuttle Gator. For yes, it's not an instant, but now he's got like a 1 in 3 chance of finding his stupid crisis and killing me with it. Oh no. Verity Circle. Oh, this is the beginning of the end, folks. Sword from Hybrid. Did we get him? Currently we have lethal. Oh, never mind, we don't because of his stupid Verity Circle. So he can tap something down. This gets through for 2 damage. We're going to crack this Grow Locket to see if we can find our skewer. He's at 2 life. So if he whiffs really badly here, if he drew 2 blanks, okay. He has to whiff again. At least he reduced his odds of drawing Krasis. Come on, Skewer. So he has 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please, just say I win. I beg of you. Haste. If he had an instant, he would have cast it on his main phase, so all he has is Verity Circle. Why didn't he tap down my Menace? Oh my god, we got there! Yes! Yes! Oh my god, that match was unbelievable! I mean, that game. I am the Game 2 god! They cannot stop me in Game 2. Holy sh... Ah! Ah! What the heck was that game? What was that game? Jesus. Jesus. I didn't draw a single Wrecking Beast that game, I will say. Maybe I should have run Rebel readings. Mr. Game 2, that's what they call me. I'm glad I cut that Scorch Mark, though. Scorch Mark would have been useless. Holy smokes. Hokey smokes, Bullwinkle. Jeez, I think I just want to run it back. I think my deck is ideal for this situation. Jesus. I kind of want to bring in a Destroy land. Oh, I bought him both beasts with Wayfinder? Really? Oh, okay, that makes sense. I forgot about that. Yeah, I think taking Frenzied Airings was correct, but... Jeez, that was unreal. Wow. What a game. What a game that was. Jesus. We're keeping. Oh, that was unreal. That was the most intense Game 2 I've ever played in my entire life, pretty much. We got a chance. You're saying there's a chance. Sure. Aeromunculus, okay. Gonna play the Steeple Creeper because it can attack into Aeromunculus. Looking for lands, clearly. Oh, and he found one. Of course he did. Ah! That's unfortunate. Just gonna put counters on it for sure. That makes it able to attack into his stuff really effectively. He doesn't have double green for a Frilled Mystic, which is good for me. Definitely going to play the second Airings here. Can't have a Frilled Mystic. He can have a Counterspell, but... So no Counterspell, because he would have countered Airings if he had it. If that was available to him. I hope he plans to adapt this Sauroform hybrid. Okay. That was his overall plan. Yeah, it worked out, I guess. Give me a land deck. Land me. That's fine. I could probably be chipping in with my Immolation Shaman because he can't really block it. So I think I missed out on like 2 damage there. Sure. So this is a fine attack, I think. So which one do I want to kill? I think I want to kill the Sauroform first. Oh, I kill both. Heck yes. Krasis? Nope, Scuttlegator. Okay, I think we might have this one. Okay, let's think. So if we attack with everything, he'll go block here. He can't block here. If we pump this guy first, this is 3, 4, 5. So he could block these 2 and take 3, 4, 5. I know the other 3 can gain menace. I'm just trying. I think I want to attack with this guy only. Because then this can trade with Scuttlegator. I can just pay 6 to trade it, which is good for me. Maybe I was supposed to use the attack with the Wrecker too, so that he would have to choose which one to block. He's in desperation mode. Got a hybrid. Okay. So if I activate the Shaman, I think I just want to deploy my hand here. Counter. Slinger. Pass. I think I was supposed to attack with Gorklan Wrecker last turn. Not this turn, but last turn. He has 1 card in hand. I don't think it's anything relevant. So is this extra 1 damage actually going to be able to kill him? So I pump this guy, for sure. I play this guy as a 1/1 haste. Attack with everything. This thing gets in for 3, he goes to 5. This thing gets in for 2, he goes to 3. Then he blocks here, here, and takes 2 and goes to 1. But then he still has to deal with 2 menace creatures. I should have kept the land in my hand. I miscounted. I could have just discarded an extra thing. No! That makes the math bad. Shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. His last card was relevant. And I could have discarded my extra land. Shoot. Dang it. Oh, never mind, I win. Unless, of course, he drew another spell. Boom. Boom. What a match. Oh, my goodness. We got the win. Whoo, baby. That was a good one for YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And stay with me for the final round. Hello, and welcome to the final round here. If you're watching this on YouTube, welcome. We now have, we won round 2. That was probably my most epic match ever, so we would like to play first, and we will keep this hand purely because we have Burning Tree Vandal to like loot away these extra lands, and we have 2-drop into 3-drop. Our 2-drop's really good. But yeah, that last match was insane. We even had to have that like sick top deck to win. We made the slight punt with the Burning Tree Vandal because we miscounted our lands. It wasn't like I physically counted them, I counted them in my head wrong. I thought I needed to have the extra land, but okay, looks like we're playing against Simic. And Burning Tree Vandal is going to have to do some work, I think. Methinks the Burning Tree Vandal shall do work. I think I'm going to give it haste just so I can get an extra rummage, potentially. Rummage being discard, then draw a card. It's similar to looting. Opponent. Waiting. It was crazy. The match was so epic because, like, we were both playing quickly, and it still took, like, 20 minutes. Okay. Combine Guild Mage. So we are going to definitely haste up our Burning Tree. Haste that. We just don't want him to block the Burning Tree. We don't care if he blocks the 1/3. Perfect. We were kind of baiting him into doing that block. We take a little bit of extra damage, but we really want to keep this guy around so we can get another activation out of him. Because these lands are doing nothing for us. I mean, we do have 7-drops, but we're going to draw more lands by the time we get to our 7-drops anyway. Oh, that's a really good sign for me. That probably means he can't play a guard that can compete with the Burning Tree Vandal on the ground. And welcome and thank you to One Slippery Nipple and Mr. T11, or NT11, for the follows. I really appreciate them. And everyone that tuned in from Lord Tupperware stream and is sticking around. Get rid of the other forest. And now we have a really good curve here. The Grill Locket and the Rubble Slinger. Play our land. Oh, we already played a land. Which would I rather play? I think I'd rather play the Rubble Slinger here. I don't need the mana for anything right now. I have a couple 7-drops, and I have a couple 5-drops, but I don't have any 6-drops. Actually, I do. I have Ravager Worm. But I don't have Ravager Worm, and I only have one of those. So I think it's better to get the extra power out earlier. So yeah, look at this guy. Because we gave him haste, he got rid of 2 cards instead of only 1. So we have a much better hand now than we did a second ago. Grow Locket is kind of like a land, but we can sack it when we need the cards, so that's really nice. So it looks like they're playing a Gates deck. So that's good to know. Maybe they'll have a Gatebreaker Ram here and I'll just lose, but right now I'm just hanging out. Things are looking okay. The game against LT was entertaining, but did not seem particularly close to you. Tup will have his vengeance. That game was so close. What are you saying, Land Pocket? I like barely killed him both times. Yeah, let's attack first so he can't block the Immolation Shaman. Definitely gonna ditch this land. Ah, the Steeple Creeper. I didn't really want to use my Titanic Brawl there. I would much rather save that because it's one of my only removal spells. He doesn't have a counter spell, that's nice. I think the thing was, Land Pocket, was game 1, he smashed me. Game 3 was like me kind of getting him, but like he was like inches away from stabilizing. And then game 2 was like the really like unbelievably, I felt like I was going to lose the entire time type game. Gates Ablaze, that's really bad for me. Thank you so much, Field of Sun, for the follow. I really appreciate it. I'm just going to crack the locket. I just want some cards. And 2 lands. Now I can play my 7 drops if I draw them. Probably with haste because he's at 12. Gate to Play is definitely a card that I could have played around, but I don't like to play around cards like that until I've seen them a lot of the time, unless it's like really expedient to do so, because I was really just wanting to put the pressure on him, and if you don't put the pressure on him, he'll just beat you in the late game. Don't forget my roots when I go to Hollywood. I won't, High King Stannis. I will remember the day that I played an epic match against Lord Tupperware when I'm in a movie or something, I don't know. Okay, so he's going to get an extra counter. That's a little bit irksome. Also, from my perspective, I wasn't holding Titanic Brawl. No, Lord Tupperware knew I didn't have Titanic Brawl because I top decked it. I had no cards in my hand. I played my last land. Okay. Wow, that was actually a really bad play. That's like the thing about Combine Guildmage, is it tricks you like that, because now he can't adapt it. Like, what? Yes! Oh, baby, you're going to get ultimately punished, opponent. Unless you have Quench. Haste it, baby. Haste it up. He can move and adapt, but it takes some time to do that. Imagine if we had a second Wrecking Beast right on top of the old library. Yeah. I understand, Land Pocket. Welcome to the stream. Okie doke, he just jump blocked. That's interesting. Definitely interesting jump block there. Not gonna lie, Wrecking Beast has been performing admirably. No! Not Law Mage's Binding! You monster. You monster. Let's just top deck our second Wrecking Beast. Or alternately, our Ravager Worm. Destroy this enchantment. You know, I changed my mind. Ravager Worm would be more satisfying. Emma Spider's fine. Yeah. Those matches, that was like probably the best match ever I've played in this format. And just in terms of how like long and grindy and how I felt like I was going to lose game 2 like for a very long time and then barely got there because he never drew his Graces. That's how it be sometimes. Game 3 felt like a normal game of Limited, which is where I feel like I am in decent shape in this spot. I have like a unlimited kill spell because Titanic Brawl is going to kill anything if I just fight with my Wrecking Beast. The best construction makes the most satisfying destruction. That's just wise words right there. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to kill that. The Erinx. Definitely going to give it haste here. This puts him to 3, and then any of my creatures are lethal. It would also just die to a Gates of Blaze anyway. And I can just threaten the activation. If he has a second Gates of Blaze, then I can still kill him with a lot of the draws in my deck. That's the beauty of Riot, as they say. Gatebreaker Ram, yep. It's a 6/6. That it is. Hey, not me. Welcome. Sure. I don't know why you would kill that one. But okay. That seems like the literal worst one to kill. Gatebreaker Ram is your favorite. It's definitely a fun one. I'm not sure it's definitely not my favorite. I don't usually play it when I draft it. I usually don't draft it because I know I'm probably not going to play it. I don't usually go for the crazy gate decks. Just draft my guilds. My guild. Aw, man. Well, I think I have to do this attack. And then he'll block here. Oh my goodness, land pocket. That's unbelievable. I have to do this attack now because otherwise it won't be able to trade later. Because he can just draw another gate and play that. Though I guess if he drew a gate, I mean, then I have 3 lethal threats. But he has nothing on board. Okay. That's fine. Doesn't do so well against my old Menace Man. Oh, yes. Never mind. Perfect play. Never punished. If he has a quench, I'm going to cry so hard. Oh, I slammed that one so hard. I slammed that one the hardest I've ever slammed any card. We're going to give you haste. And fight target creature you don't control. We'll fight you. That seems like a solid strategy. Oh, yes. Oh, come to Papa. Oh, yes. How many draft trophies do I have? Miss MT Levin, we know that this is the land of top decks. And also, I am the king of Game 2. I have never lost a Game 2. In before Fairy Duelist. Oh my god. Fairy Duelist would have totally killed my vibe. Okay, so we know he has that card. I semi-stopped paying attention to what he was playing. He has the 4/4 flyer. He has Law Mage's Binding. He has a Scuttlegator. He has a couple Combine Guild Mages. He has a Gates Ablaze. Wrecking Beast seems solid. Probably don't want more than 2, though. Sagittarius Volley is interesting, but we didn't see all that many flyers. I think I'm just going to run it back. Yeah, we'll keep this hand. It's got a couple 5-drops. My 5-drops are pretty solid. And I have a lot of low drops to draw. Not the best Nikia hand, but it'll do. It'll do. There's a Wrecking Beast. Definitely looking a little bit better now. He's a slow deck. I'm a slow deck. In some cases, I don't mind going to a little bit later game scenarios. He doesn't look like he has an overwhelmingly powerful late game. And none of these cards die to Gates Ablaze. You know, when you can just draw 2-drop on turn 2 every time, I mean, why wouldn't you just keep every hand? It's just the greatest feeling on earth. Feels good, man. Okay, Gatebreaker Ram. Let's just draw Skewer the Critics. Okay. You can't always hit what you want. I wonder if he blocks there if I attack. I feel like he would block. I just get that sense from him. Oh my god. Trample and Vigilance. That's bad for me. Now the real question is, do I attack him or do I try and hold back and block? I think I attack him. Okay, now I hold back and block for sure. Because either he doesn't draw a gate or he has to pay mana to attack with Steeple Creeper. Because he is the beatdown. Yep, he drew the gate. Story of my life. And he's paying the mana. Well, that's actually kind of good for me. Because it means he doesn't develop his board, and then my Mammoth Spider shuts him down. This is how we do it in the land of the Mammoth Spider. Mammoth Spider blocks there. I can threaten the double block on this guy if he doesn't have another gate. Yay, no extra gate. Oh, he's going to attacks. I see. So if I do that, he'll just kill this thing, and then he has lethal in the air next turn. So I think I just eat this guy. I can't beat a combat trick anyway. Well, that's unfortunate. Huh. That's a big game. Oh yeah, that's definitely game. Okay. So, game 3. I've lost my streak of winning game 2s. Clearly, I can't win both game 2 and game 1. I have to go to game 3 every time. Storm Strike could be good. I think I just want Gift of Strength to help me trade with Gatebreaker Ram. And for that, I shall cut a Rubble Slinger. No, a Sylvan Brush Strider. I would like to play first, and this is a good hand, especially if I can draw a mountain on my first draw step. I feel like I'm in the whitelist right now, so I feel like I will draw a mountain on my first draw step, and it'll be great. And then my Zertog Goblin can just hit him for 6 or 9 or even 12. But even if I don't, Solana Wayfinder can find me one. Unfortunate, but not a big deal. Just a difference of 1 power. If this guy doesn't find me a mountain, then I'm in a little bit of trouble. Okay, yeah, we'll take a mountain. Skewer going to the bottom, but we'd have to just need a mountain here so we can cast our stuff. If there'd been a Ravager Worm, I would have put Ravager Worm on top, though, because by that point we'll have an ability to cast it, because you only need 1 red for that, and the card is so broken that it's worth it. Opponent's a bit of a slow player, but happens. People play slowly sometimes. Opponent seems like they have a pretty good deck, though. They have a Zagana. He doesn't have any gates right now, which is interesting. Definitely going with the counter at this point in the game, at this stage. He seems to lack some early creatures. Like, he had that beatdownish draw on me last game, but no Steeple Creeper here is good news. Yeah, he has to block there. He also doesn't have access to red mana or white mana. Growth Spiral. Okay, maybe I stand corrected. Maybe he will have those manas soon. Okay. That's pretty good. Okay, there's a 4/4. We're going to attack with our Gravelhide Goblin, offer the trade. It would be our entire turn, but then our other guys would be unlocked. I'm just going to play this as a 5/5 because that's bigger than the 4/4, so we don't have to trade them. And if we ever get to 7 mana, we're just going to win with Wrecking Beast hasted up. Gorkline Wrecker is a card that's been pretty good for me. Today, the Rubble Pelt is a bit larger. That's a good day's work. I agree, Gorkline Wrecker, I agree. Growing the Rubble Pelt is always a victory. Okay. This is the thing with Growth Spiral. I think in Constructed, like when you can build your deck around like the having a lot of lands in it and stuff like that, it's like fine. But like here, it doesn't like really affect the board at all that much. Like sure, you get ramp sometimes, but sometimes you don't have that many lands in hand. And if you're drawing that many lands, you're probably not in great shape anyway. And okay, there's Zagana. We have to try and trade with that. I would love to trade with Zagana before it becomes an 8/8. Are you sure you don't want to trade? I would like to trade. If he trades either of these creatures, he's in bad shape because this is... I'm going to eventually be able to just attack around that, and this one's his like pressure. while this one holds the ground. Yeah, that's a mistake from him, I think. He can't attack with Zagana because then I have lethal on the backswing. I have lethal on the backswing anyway if I draw a land from Wrecking Beast. I think it's okay in the type of deck that Lord Tupperware was playing where you need instants because it's like a passable instant. Yeah, multicolored cards are the hardest to cast on turn 2. I agree, Nami, except I never let people convince me that it was going to be good. I always said it was bad. And I stuck to my guns. Kind of like ill-gotten inheritance. Land me? Oh, yes. Haste it up. And if he adapts, then he loses. That won't cause you... Yeah, I'm pretty much in that camp, Nami. I think you can play it sometimes. It's solid in a Bandicoot deck. I would agree with that, Eviscerus. It was definitely annoying as hell. Aww. That's unfortunate. But we still have the win pretty locked up. He only has one card in hand. He gets to eat our 3/3, but we get in for 5 then, and that makes this lethal. Gore-Clan Wrecker can get in for a couple menace. I think IGI is great. Ill-Gotten Inheritance. The thing is Ill-Gotten Inheritance is just a very slow card, I think, a lot of the time. And when you're losing, it's unplayably bad. And, like, if you're winning, it kind of gives your opponent, like, a little bit of breathing room to catch back up and regain control of the board. And I just really think that the card is poor. It reminds me of stuff like Trespasser's Curse. Okay. Haste it up. Haste it up. Oh yes, this is how Riot was meant to be played, boys. Is this Gold deck the type of deck I've been having success with? I've been having success with like all of the guilds. I think that all of the guilds can do well. I've had good success with like bomb-heavy Orzhov decks. Success with... Yeah, that was expected. Shimmer has overperformed. I've never actually played the Shimmer card, but it seems like the type of card that would just kind of do a little bit less than I'd want. I think, yeah, if you have bombs like that are super good, then you play Shimmer and stuff like that, for sure. I was kind of lucky to draw this haste guy. Boom! We got the W, got that sweet, sweet 2-1. Oh my gosh. Let's just show everyone our deck. We went 1-2, 2-1, 2-1. Crazy match against Lord Tupperware match 2 as well. Anyway, if you are watching this on YouTube, that is going to do it for this draft video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Remember that we are almost at 1,000 subscribers, so be sure to hit that subscribe button. Let me know if you made it to the end by saying #StreamerShowdown in the comments section down below. And leave a comment if you have any questions about the deck or the gameplay. That's going to do it for this draft video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time.